let's celebrate the fact that it is March and I have honored my commitment in showing up for this podcast for 2 months, y'all. 2 months already. So we're in month 3. Um, Came fresh out the gate in January, and you guys have been with me. So I just want to thank you so much for continuing to show up, for allowing me to be a voice of healing for you, and a voice of healing for myself. Because each time that I do this, every time I speak, not only am I speaking to you all, but I'm speaking to myself. So it's been a blessing. So thank you for being here again tonight. We're gonna dive right in. So if you're here tonight, I need to know what's your number, as that's how we're gonna always start. What's your number on a scale of 1 to 10 as you're coming into tonight's Sacred and Unfiltered podcast? Let me know your number. 1 being I'm like at my lowest, I'm not feeling so great. And 10 being I'm clicking on all cylinders, I'm feeling like my highest and best self. Let's go. Give me your number in this chat before we get started and dive into tonight's topic. I'm super excited. Each week we've been building on top of. Okay, we got 10s. Helene's in the building. Kim is a 10. Who else is a 10? Let's go. I love the 10 energy. I love the 10 energy. We got, who else is here? Donna's here. And my boy, okay, you're 7, still recovering. Mom Dukes is here. She's an 8. Okay. My number, I'm a 8/9, but I'm on my way to a 10, even though it's later in the evening. I'm like energetically, something's shifting in the world because I feel whatever is happening. My body is like, woo, I had to take a nap when I got off of work and just rest for a little bit before I jumped on this live. So Donna's a 7. No, I still have a lot of self-work to do. It's okay. Give yourself compassion and grace. We all have a lot of self-work to do. I have a lot of self-work to do. I'm constantly doing the self-work. But I think it's important to note that even while doing the self-work, that we have grace and compassion for ourselves, that we love on ourselves, even and give ourselves grace even through the process, because it's heavy. It's a lot of work for us. But you feel good despite it all. So give me some readies in this chat. I love you. I thank you for your numbers tonight. Give me some readies in this chat if you're ready for tonight's topic. If you're ready for tonight's topic, tell me. I want to hear it. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. Give me some readies in this chat. Kim is ready. My boy Angie's ready. Let's go. Who else is ready? Donna's ready. Who else is ready? Who else? Who else? Come on, give it to me. Come on. Kim, my boy Ange, my mom Dukes. Donna's ready. Who else is here? Come on, give it to me. We got to be ready. We got to be ready for this topic. Another awesome, amazing topic. And every topic builds on top of the other. So I'm very, very excited for this topic tonight. I'm very excited. Very, very. What we got? We got some readies. We got 4 readies. Who else? I need one more. Give me a 5. Give me a 5th. Give me a 5th ready in this chat. Give me a 5th ready in this chat. Give me a 5th ready in this chat. Come on, one more. Give me a ready. I got 4. I need one more. My boy, all right, you kind of work the system. My boy, give me another ready, so we'll give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, tonight's topic of discussion is stemming from last week. It is your triggers, right? That is proof that there's still healing to do. Your triggers are your proof that you still need to heal. Your triggers are your proof that you still need to heal. That's our topic for tonight. So last week, we talked about how parenting right? When we're parenting, we are often not showing our full selves. And truth is, with parenting, and even now, I know that I've always spoken on how being an educator now and having about 33 or so, 33 or so daughters, I am recognizing that parenting is a mirror. So when you're parenting or when you're in relationship, any type of relationship, it's a mirror. It's a mirror. So when you understand that it's a mirror and you are triggered by that relationship, then that trigger is kind of a guiding light. Your trigger is supposed to guide you to the parts of yourself that still need healing. Woo, y'all. That's the freedom in your trigger. Most people get triggered and they get upset, like, you're triggering me. But if you can just take a moment to say, what is this trigger here to teach me about myself? What is this trigger here to teach me? What is it that I need to heal within myself that is causing this trigger to make me so upset or bothered or anxious? Okay. So I have 3 talking points as always, because I don't try to keep you all night. So I got 3 talking points. And my first talking point is this. First, number 1, your shadow is the child you used to be. Your shadow is the child you used to be. What does that mean? That means if you just take a moment to understand your unhealed childhood wounds, that is truly what shapes who we are today. It shapes your fears, it shapes your beliefs, and it shapes your reactions as an adult. It truly, truly does. It shapes basically everything about you. It shapes who you are. So as always, I'm going to use myself as an example. So everybody knows by now, I struggle with an anxious, mind. Struggle with an anxious mind. And I'm getting like impressively better. Like, I impress myself at how much better I'm getting at controlling the anxious mind. I still, to this day, I do not know where it per se came from exactly as a child, like, other than the fact that, losing my dad, at 5, but I'm trying to draw the connection of when that began to make me so anxious as a child. So now I'm anxious as an adult, but I will say that certain events causes me to be more anxious than others, right? I'm going to give you an example. This past week, the heat in my house went off, right? Stopped working like last week. And I'm like, freezing cold, come down the next morning, freezing cold. So now this blows my mind. I have insurance on the house for when the systems break down, right? So immediately I call PSE&G and I call them to come out to my house, set up the appointment to have them come. So it was a Saturday that it happened. They couldn't come out till Monday morning. Let me tell you what my mind decided to do from Saturday to Monday morning before they came. Put some comments in the chat. What do you think this anxious mind decided to do from the time that I knew that I have this insurance on my home, Saturday till Monday? What do you think this anxious mind, wanted to do to protect me? What do you think this anxious mind wanted to do to protect me? I tried to fix it. Kim said I tried to fix it. Let me tell you, my anxious mind tried to think of every scenario where somehow PSE&G was not going to cover and take care of the heat. So I spent the whole weekend, the rest of the weekend, like, almost my mind is like going in circles about what if there's a part that doesn't work or they can't find the part. And then my mind was just doing this, and I'm observing my mind do this. And I'm like, wow, So what I had to do, I literally had to sit with that inner child. I had to sit with her. I had to hold her. I literally did a meditation where I sat with her and I was like, I don't know why you're afraid, but you are okay. It's going to work out. There's absolutely nothing that can make this not work out. You are safe. And I held her. I held space for her. So in most instances, we ignore the parts of ourselves that are crying out for us to acknowledge. Sometimes we ignore it. We want to stuff it down like, oh, we just want to keep having these anxious thoughts. And I just sat with those anxious thoughts. And I kid y'all not, I promise you on everything I love, the minute I held space for that part of me, the thoughts just stopped. My anxious mind stopped. And I was so proud of myself. Y'all give me a hand clap for that. I was so proud of myself. I did it all by myself. I didn't have to call anybody to talk me off the ledge. I dealt with this anxious inner child that needs to feel safe. It needs to feel safe and it needs to think of every single reason in order to feel safe. And instead of me going down the rabbit hole of thoughts that really don't help the situation, I actually just held space for that anxious heart. And I told her, that inner child, you're safe. You're okay. All is well. All things work for you. Regardless of what you think, it all is all working for you, for your benefit. So thank you, Kim. I appreciate that because that was a monumental moment. Monumental moment. We have to hold space for our inner child. So right now, I want you to think of a time or a situation where you have a moment where you know that your inner child is acting out of control, spiraling. You know it. What do you do to hold space for that part of yourself? This is where I realized, and this is, I'm deep jumping right into point number 2. This is where I realized how our inner child hijacks your adult relationships. Hijacks it, completely takes over. It's the unresolved pain within us that causes us to overreact. It causes us to be controlling, and it causes us to be protective. So if I would have ran with that anxious little child, I would have overreacted. I would have done things that I was just didn't make any sense to do. I would have went downstairs and probably started trying to fix it myself or doing all types of foolishness just because I won't acknowledge the inner child and the unhealed part of myself. Okay? So we have to be intentional about not overreacting when our inner child is overreacting. Does that make sense? Sometimes our inner child makes it a bigger deal than what it actually is. Makes it a much bigger deal because our inner child is truly unsafe. And all it takes is for you to sit with that shadow, sit with the part of you that is afraid and make it feel safe. Do you, give me a yes or no, do you sit with your inner child when you're triggered? Give me a yes or no. Do you sit with your inner child when you are triggered? Let's go. This is an interactive night. Do you sit with your inner child when you're triggered? Do you sit with your inner child when you're triggered before you decide to react? Kim prays, okay? Anybody else? Do you sit or do you recognize it's your inner child or do you just react? Because some of us just react and they don't realize that it's their inner child that is running the show. I keep hearing this phrase and I hear it all the time, but adults are nothing more than 8-year-old children. We are an adult age, but we are having an 8-year-old experience. We are acting out. My boy, thank you for being honest. She just reacts. Robin, she's honest. No, my mom, she says, I sing loud. Okay, that's different, but okay, whatever works for you. I need you to do one thing. Take a moment to stop, and become the observer. If you take anything away from tonight, when you are triggered, the first reaction is to stop. and observe and reflect on what is triggering you and why. What is triggering you and why? And then you have to go a little bit deeper. Why is it triggering me? And then where is this trigger coming from? Meaning, when did this happen in my inner child life that is mirroring what is happening today? Because everything is kind of a cycle. It's happened at some point in your life. And all it is a reminder, oh, this is what happened before. So now I got to do this in order to protect myself this time. But you have one responsibility, and that is to not react. You can't react. You have to be the observer. Look at how this situation is triggering your inner child, and then sit with that inner child, sit with that shadow part of yourself, and hold space. Hold space. Kim, my inner child didn't know how to believe. I respect that. So how do you help your inner child believe now? How do you sit with little Kim and prevent her from spiraling out of control when you are her protector now? You are the person that's going to make sure that she's safe. You know, and I know most people have, I struggle with this too. Before I struggled to make the connection to my inner child. But when I understood that your inner child literally runs the show, whether you want to admit to it or not, you have to start forming a relationship with her if you want to have sanity in your life, because otherwise your child just gonna wreck shop, you know, wreck shop. So the last piece, who's ready? The last talking point. I'll tell you the last thing that you need to do to help your inner child. Give me a ready in this chat for the last talking point on the healing that's required when it comes to our inner child. Kim is ready. I appreciate you all for being here tonight. Who else is ready? Who else is ready? Donna's ready. My boy's ready. Everybody's ready in this chat. Okay, last talking point. So the last thing is, once you identify your shadow, right? And you identify the parts of you that is kind of hijacking you, then you just reparent. That's number 3. You have to reparent yourself. And reparenting is what I spoke about last week, which is breaking the cycle. See, healing your inner child is what helps you stop projecting. Stop projecting your emotions, your feelings, your thought patterns, your beliefs onto other people. You start taking responsibility for your own stuff. You start raising your inner child from a place of love, self-awareness, and emotional regulation, and stop raising it from a place of fear and doubt and misconceptions and it's all about me. No. You have to start taking responsibility for that inner child that is responsible for your behaviors. That's the real work, family. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. It is work required in relationship. It is work required in parenting. And that work requires you to take hard looks at yourself. Man, I have been sitting in the stillness for months now because I had to take some really, really hard looks at myself and reparent the parts of myself that are fear-based, that are doubt-based, that are pessimistic even sometimes, that are acting out just because I need validation or attention. No. So now I understand I can't get that validation and attention from anything outside of myself. So this is the work for me. Reparent myself, affirm myself, uplift myself, encourage myself, even with no expectation of it coming from anybody else outside of me. That's where the work for me began. It's been a lot of tears. It's been a lot of struggles. It's been a lot of heartache, all of it just to point me back to me. And that's all I'm here to do, is guide you back to you. Never from a place of authority, but from a place of, I'm your sister, I'm your mentor, unconditionally loving mentor, and I'm here to guide you back to you. So I hope that this message guides you back to the inner child that is wounded, that is so hurt by what has happened to her in her childhood that it has affected her current relationships. It's affecting her relationship with not only her lovers, but her children, with her siblings, with everybody. It affects everyone. And the more we admit to the fact that, you know what, it's not really you that's hurting me. It's that you did something that reminds me of a time that I was hurt so deeply in past. And rather than be honest about it, I just want to lash out on you. I want to lash out on you because I'm still hurting. And I'm encouraging you to no longer lash out. Sit with that inner child that wants to lash out. If you got to do that ugly cry, that ugly cry where you just hold and you just cry, you just feel the painful emotions, I will let you know that the healing is in the feeling. We often do not want to feel the pain, but it's in feeling the pain that we are set free. You have to let it out. You have to release the stuck emotions in your body, because I'm telling you, family, it is the stuck emotion in your body that is creating the dis-ease. That's what's creating the disease. So I hope that this message brings ease to you tonight. There's work to be done and for all of us. And it's a journey. It's a constantly evolving journey that you have to give yourself grace in. Each time I lash out or make a mistake or don't respond in the way that I desire, it requires me to sit with myself and to just do better next time. Every single opportunity we get to make a better decision or do a better movement or decision, or now I'm rambling, but every time we get an opportunity to do something better, do something different. So that's my word tonight, family. Sacred and Unfiltered Podcast, Season 1, Episode 8. Y'all, we are 8 episodes in. Can we get some love for that? 8 episodes in. And I am thoroughly proud of myself. I'm proud of you all for showing up every single week. And it's only going to get better from here. Give me some love in this chat. If this was a blessing to you tonight, give me some love in this chat. Come on, family. You know this is what I need. Yes. Keep going. Thank you, Kim. Donna, thank you so much. If this was a blessing to you tonight, give me a yes, give me 100, give me some hearts, give it to me. It is truly an honor and a blessing to serve you and to serve in this capacity. Please, family, when we are done ending this, I need you to put a like on it. I need you to comment. I need you to share it. Let people know that this is the work that we're doing. I can't speak for any other podcast, but I just know that every time I speak, I'm coming to you raw. I'm coming to you unfiltered. This is why it's called Sacred and Unfiltered, because it is sacred. It is unfiltered. We talk about any and all things, and I'm just doing what the divine has called me to do. And the fact that you show up on time every single week and you are here with me, it means more than anything to me. So I thank you so much. This is your girl, Karima, here to remind you that you are the temple, here on this Sacred and Unfiltered Podcast, Season 1, Episode 8. We are done. You have to heal that inner child, reparent that inner child. Because if you don't, just know that your inner child is running the show. It's running the show. You have to heal that first if you want to have healthy, prosperous, amazing relationships. You got to heal it. There's no way around it. We could try to dance around it. We can, but you got to heal it. I love you, family. There's nothing you could do about it. Peace and love. Sacred and Unfiltered Podcast. Signing off tonight. See you next week. 7:00 sharp. Y'all been locking in on time. Please bring a friend next week. Please bring a friend. Peace and love.